tonight are on the broad road that leads to destruction. And tonight, I would say with Moses, I would say with Joshua, turn, repent, choose God, serve Him, live for Him. That is the message of God tonight to this great audience of people at Yankee Stadium.
I see revival coming to planet Earth, maybe as never before. It will be untold numbers, and untold, uncounted multitudes that will be saved. The dead will be raised. The arthritic will be healed. Cancer will be healed. No disease will be able to stand before God's people, and that it would be a worldwide situation.
There's a church that doesn't just know about God, they know God. They don't just believe in His power, they carry His power. God will shake the United States of America one last time, not by might, not by power, but by my Spirit.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
How's everybody doing? Twin, Two, Chanel, Jebediah, Ninja, Patrick, Michael, Lyric, Amy. Man, Ninja on all platforms. He's got those double screens typing on the app and YouTube. Thanks, Ninja. Thanks for being so awesome. Good morning. Well, I'm in casual gear today.
Patrick is on a holy high.
I put the golf clubs in the car. Weather is getting nice.
He's acting like a child. He's so excited. It's great.
It's a good day.
It's a good day.
Luke, good morning. Jessica, D&D Investments. Welcome, everybody. Well, what is going on in the world today?
We're going to find out. Let's check it out. Elon Musk was sued on Tuesday by former Twitter shareholders who claimed they missed out on the recent run-up in its stock price because he waited too long to disclose a 9.2% stake. What do you think about this? You think it's a good thing they sued him?
They're just sad.
They're just sad. Everybody's throwing fits. Nobody likes the Elon. Oh well, get over it. Next. Since its unconstitutional creation in 1980, the Department of Education has spent well over, what number is that? That's a lot of zeros, like 1 trillion of taxpayers' money, and every objective metric indicates academic decline. The DOE crowds out local involvement and hurts children. Get rid of it. I actually do agree with this. Get rid of the Department of Education. Shouldn't be on the federal level. Next. The Courtauld Gallery in London has added misogyny warnings to some of its paintings in the wake of an ongoing effort by British institutions to embrace progressive ideology. London Art Gallery goes woke, adds social justice interpretations of impressionist paintings. The crazy continues. Next. Taiwan issues handbook advising how to prepare for Chinese invasion. So we've been talking about this for a while, but now everybody's prepping for it. Timeline. How many weeks, how many months do you think? Doesn't have to be right. Doesn't have to have logic behind it. Just throw out a number.
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know if they're going to do it.
Really?
Yeah.
Think they might go cyber instead? Physical? Actual, like, infiltration?
Because of everything that's happening in the Ukraine.
Right. Really? I'm fascinated. Okay.
If Russia is getting, retreating, quote unquote, in the Ukraine.
Yeah.
Because who knows what's actually true that's coming out of there, what news is actually true. But if they're retreating and they're just taking other places because there's so many foreign mercenaries, whoever that is there fighting against them, I wonder what would happen in Taiwan. I mean, it is an island. It's not, it logistically, it would be more of a nightmare to get aid to them than it is to the Ukraine.
But the significance of Taiwan to the rest of the world is much more than Ukraine.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, Taiwan is you can't do anything without semiconductors.
Right.
But then Ukraine is also the breadbasket of Europe.
Yes.
So, I mean, significance to different. Taiwan has more of a significance globally. The Ukraine has more of a significance to Europe and Africa and the Middle East than it does to our region of the world here.
Right.
Yes.
There you go. Next. Traditional bankers have been known for their empathy. New York Post says Bitcoin fans are psychopaths who don't care about anyone, study shows. I just want to throw this in there because I have some diehard Bitcoin friends. I don't agree with the psychopath label, but at the same time, some of y'all are like next level.
Some of them are
next level.
Some of them are next level. Like it's almost like like the Bitcoin religion.
It is a religion. Maybe not religion. It's a cult.
And if you
there's a Bitcoin
if
cult
you bring
out
up
there.
any other cryptocurrencies, they'll get
just
upset.
like
and they'll be like, no, that's not. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Mark of the Beast was one of the things people were telling me. If you don't go with Bitcoin, all other crypto is a sign of the Mark of the Beast.
Yeah.
So, you're in a cult when. Next. 20 federal assets embedded at Capitol on January 6th, court filing says. Let's see it. At least 20 FBI and Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosive Assets were embedded around the U.S. Capitol on January 6, 2021, a defense attorney wrote in a court filing on April 12th. The disclosure was made in a motion seeking to dismiss seditious, conspiracy, and obstruction charges against 10 Oath Keepers defendants in one of the most prominent January 6 criminal cases. David W. Fisher, attorney of Thomas E. Caldwell of Berryville, Virginia, filed a 41-page motion to dismiss 4 counts on behalf of all Oath Keepers case defendants before U.S. District Judge Amit P. Mehta in Washington, D.C. Caldwell is charged in the indictment, but is not a member of the Oath Keepers, he told the Epoch Times in March. Continue. At least 20 FBI and ATF assets were embedded around the Capitol on January 6, read a footnote on page 6. We've read that several times now. Of the motion, no other details were provided in the document. The footnote said defense attorneys combed through a mountain of discovery, including FBI Form 302 summaries of interviews conducted by FBI agents. In addition to the information about law enforcement assets on the ground at the Capitol, the footnote says the Oath Keepers were being monitored and recorded prior to January 6. Poring over evidence turned over in discovery by prosecutors in 2 major Oath Keepers cases has not found one iota of proof that defendants had any plan, intention, design, or scheme to specifically enter the Capitol building on January 6th, the motion said. Fisher told the Epoch Times he could not comment on the motion or provide more details on the footnote. So, conspiracy. Everybody's saying this was a conspiracy, that they were actually there. But now we know, thanks to everything happened in the courts, that it's true. Next. I think this is, like I said, a tad bit dramatic. From the Inquirer, to end fat phobia, we need to dismantle Western civilization,
Yes.
says Philly therapist Sana Lee Rashidwar. The activist therapist who posts at that horrible handle on Instagram discusses the philosophies behind her popular posts. All them bots love them, that kind of genre, I guess, of posts.
Why do they always have to take it to the extreme?
It's like kind of brutal. It's like we need to dismantle everything.
From don't judge me to let's tear down this civilization.
Everything.
And then what?
Yeah.
Let's dismantle Western civilization, and then what? What is your plan?
Western
what I wanna
civilization
know.
has produced the food you eat. Why do you want to do that?
Exactly.
Why? It makes no sense.
That is true.
Compute, no compute. And there you go. There's your news for the morning.
Thanks, Amy. Have a great day, too.
That was the most shocking headline of the day.
All right, let's see what else
Nice.
is going on.
Next.
JPMorgan profit sinks 42% after a pandemic boom. So this morning kicked off the next earnings season. So we'll see what happens with the stock market. It's going to be a little bit I think it's going to be a little shaky because people react to news, and when there's bad news, they react crazy. JPMorgan profit sinks 42% after a pandemic boom. Bank says it's prepared for higher credit losses related to economic challenges and its exposure to Russia. Let's see it. JPMorgan Chase first quarter profit dropped 42%, weighed down by lower Wall Street fees and higher expenses. The nation's biggest bank earned $8.28 billion or $2.63 per share compared with $14.3 billion or $4.50 per share a year ago. Analysts had expected $2.72 per share. Not too far off. According to FactSet, revenue fell 5% to $30.72 billion, ahead of analysts' expectations for $30.59 billion. Total expenses, which investors were watching closely, rose 2% to $19.19 billion in the quarter, roughly in line with expectations. Chief Executive Jamie Dimon has stressed the bank needs to invest in its future and that the post-pandemic era is the right time to do it. JPMorgan took $1.5 billion in total credit charges for the quarter. A year ago, the bank got a $4.2 billion boost from freeing up money it had earlier set aside for potential defaults. The bank said it budgeted for higher credit losses this quarter because of economic challenges such as inflation and the war in Ukraine, and to account for its exposures in Russia. We remain optimistic on the economy, at least for the short term, Mr. Dimon said in a release, citing the financial health of consumers and businesses. Mr. Dimon says he also sees significant geopolitical and economic challenges ahead. In consumer banking, revenue fell 2%, while profit dropped 57%, hurt particularly by the credit comparison to a year ago. Consumer spending on credit cards rose 29%, and credit card loans increased 15%. Though card loans remain below pre-pandemic levels, the increase is a sign that customers have started to burn through stimulus funds that buffered them throughout the pandemic. Mortgage originations dropped 37% from a year ago, largely due to rising interest rates. In the corporate and investment bank, revenue dropped 7% and profit fell 26%. Trading revenue fell 3% from the year earlier when corporate debt sales, initial public offerings, and an army of individual investors powered a stock market boom. Fixed income trading was down 1% and equities trading was down 7%. Total investment banking fees fell 31% with declines in debt and stock underwriting. So it's looking like JPMorgan didn't do so well this quarter. We'll see what happens as the year goes on. Interest rates go up. How is that going to affect them? How's that going to affect the banking sector overall? Continue. So that kicked off earnings season today. Delta says travel rebound is keeping pace with surging fuel costs. Airline reports $940 million quarterly loss, but says profitability returned in March. No concerns about COVID-19 variants among travelers. Delta Airlines, which also reported earnings this morning, said that surging travel demand is helping offset a sharp rise in the price of jet fuel as the airline anticipates a bustling summer. Delta on Wednesday reported a $940 million loss over 3 months that ended March 31st, but said it returned to profitability during March despite soaring fuel prices and expects to report a profit in the second quarter. The COVID-19 Omicron variant surge was a setback to airlines at the start of the year. Leisure travelers called off trips, businesses held back on bringing workers back to the offices, and airline operations were thrown into disarray as workers called in sick. But that quickly shifted as case numbers began to fall. We are seeing a historic level of sales activity and booking volumes at levels higher than we've ever seen in our history.
Ooh.
Everybody wants to fly to Florida for spring break. Delta Chief Executive Ed Bastian said that even concerns about the spread of the Omicron variant, which has recently driven increases in case numbers in some parts of the country, haven't derailed demand, Mr. Bastian said in an interview. Continue. There appears to be no concerns candidly about any variant or the virus. Everyone's getting ready to get past it. Everybody's ready to get past it. Rising jet fuel prices are now one of the biggest threats to airline profits, but executives have said they are confident they can shake them off. Prices climbed to their highest level since 2008 as Russia's invasion of Ukraine drove a surge in crude oil prices last month. Delta reported a 33% increase in jet fuel prices during the first quarter to $2.79 a gallon. The company said it expects the price to climb as high as $3.35 a gallon, including a 20-cent a gallon benefit from its refinery. Airfares started to climb to match as carriers passed those higher costs on. Domestic ticket prices in March were 20% higher than 2019 levels and up 15% from February. So that's a huge increase. Continue. Delta said it's been successful in recouping the higher fuel prices and expects its revenue in the second quarter to reach 93 to 97% of 2019 levels. Typically, it takes a few months for ticket prices to catch up with rising costs, but Mr. Bastian said demand is so strong that there hasn't been much of a lag. Given the strength of the demand environment, we've largely been able to recapture real-time the price increases that we've experienced. That's a bit unprecedented. The pricing environment is entirely driven based on demand. Corporate international travel mainstays of Delta's business also started to bounce back during the quarter, the company said. Lucrative business travelers have been slower to return than vacationers who have more or less gotten back to pre-pandemic levels of flying. Delta said domestic corporate sales were 50% of 2019 levels, which is not bad, and hit 70% in March. International sales showed similar gains, climbing to 50% of 2019 levels. That's huge. So Delta, DAL, let's see what they're trading at today. Pre-market up 4% to $40.23. Not too bad. Let's see where JPM is at. JPMorgan is down 126.72, so down about 3.7%. Let's take a look at the Dow Jones, which is down 59 points. The Nasdaq is down just 1 point, and now it's up 1 point. And the S&P 500 is also down about 2 points, so not too bad. Pretty flat open there on the market as we kick off earnings season. Oil is at $102 a barrel. Gold is up over 0.5% at $19.78 an ounce. Silver, wow, over $25 an ounce. Let's take a look at cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin is down 1.8% to 39,844, below the 40,000 mark. Ethereum is at 3,000, almost 3,000 even. Let's take a look what else we got here. XRP 71 cents. Solana 101, down 7% from the spike yesterday. Avalanche down almost 3.5%. Let's see, what else do we have? Shiba down 8%. Of course, they spiked yesterday. And then Polygon down 6%, which also spiked because of the listing on Robinhood. All right, next. Bulawarin had the speakers on 100% when that bill went off. That's not good. Morning, Kate from Alabama and Matthew from Ohio. It is, it's actually gray. It might look green in the television, Sandra, but it's actually gray. All right, next. Upgrade your mindset. I was given the option of either $1 trillion or a book on how to make $1 trillion. I chose the book. I read it 3 times and I made $3 trillion in the next year. And then I read it again. Most people jump for instant gratification. I'm in this grind for the long haul. Entrepreneur, yes. Some good motivation for this morning. Continue. Twitter investors sue Elon Musk for failing to promptly disclose the size of his stake. See it? Logan has a good question. What are your thoughts on investing in gold and silver on the stock market versus buying physical gold and silver? If you have a place to store physical gold and silver, I prefer physical gold and silver. I buy silver every month and I keep it. I'm not going to tell you where I keep it. I almost disclosed where I keep it. Wow.
I'll be breaking down the doors to
I
Matt's
know.
house.
Everybody Googling my address. So yeah, but physical silver, when you buy silver on the stock market, you'll pay spot price for it. So you know whatever it's trading at, that's what you're going to pay for paper silver. You'll always pay a premium for physical silver. So that's, you got a big yard. Well then, there you go, gold and silver. I have paper gold and paper silver, and then I have physical silver as well.
In an undisclosed location.
In an undisclosed location. Copper I would buy on this because the premium for copper is so high. I did buy some copper bars. I used to have a couple of them that I would, give away, just because I thought they looked cool. But yeah, I didn't. Yeah, and then pay you wouldn't have to pay shipping if you buy over a certain amount. I usually try to buy over that certain amount, then they'll give you free shipping for it.
Really?
Yes.
Oh dang, that's awesome.
I buy it online. I buy it on APMEX, American Precious Metals Exchange, and JM Bullion, depending on which one has the best ones. I usually try to buy there's two different kinds. So there's some that are 0.999 silver, and then there's some that are 0.9999 silver. So those are the ones that I usually get. The ones that are 0.49s instead of 39s. And then sometimes they have deals on instead of buying brand new rounds of silver or brand new bars of silver, what they'll do is they'll sell you like almost like a basket of silver that's used. So it already has like a patina on it. It's it's already oxidized, but you can get that for a pretty good price. So sometimes they have deals on that at JM Bullion and APMEX.
Scott's question, Silver Doctors is a good Christian company. Have you ever heard of them?
I have not.
I have never heard of them.
But I'll take a look at it. Silver. Someone playing with the sound. What do I think of RVLGF? I will let you know. RVLGF. I'll let you know, Patrick. APMEX, Sandra. APMEX. I have bought diamonds before too. Raw diamonds. APMEX. M as in Mary.
And where do you go to get those?
I bought them on eBay. Yeah, you can buy like a
What?
little baggie of them, and they're super cheap, like $5 a piece.
Really?
Yeah, for raw diamonds.
Jeez.
The reason
Okay.
why they're valuable is because you have to polish them and
Yeah.
like make them look into a real diamond. That's the tough part. So,
Dang.
yeah. Now where are these diamonds? That's none of your business. Yeah, APMEX is a good company. Nick has his buried under a tree.
Fair enough.
Continue. Continue. A group of Twitter shareholders are suing Elon Musk for allegedly failing to disclose he had bought a significant stake in the social media company in the right time frame. The Tesla and SpaceX CEO revealed on April 4th that he had amassed a 9.2% stake in Twitter, leading shares to soar as investors viewed the move as a vote of confidence. But his disclosure may have been too late. Federal trade laws dictate that investors must inform the Securities and Exchange Commission within 10 days when they take a more than 5% stake in a company. Musk, who started buying Twitter stock in January, allegedly hit this milestone on March 14th, meaning he should have informed the SEC by March 24th. A representative for Musk, the richest person in the world, did not immediately respond to a CNBC request for comment. Continue. The lawsuit filed Tuesday in New York by law firm Block & Levitin on behalf of several Twitter shareholders alleges that Musk was able to buy up more Twitter stock at a deflated price in the period between passing the 5% threshold and publicly disclosing his stake. Half a dozen legal and securities experts have told the Washington Post that the delay may have helped Musk to net $156 million. Twitter stock popped 27% on April 4th after it was disclosed that Musk had amassed his 9.2% stake, worth almost $3 billion. The class action case has been filed on behalf of investors who claim they lost out on potential gains they could have realized had Musk disclosed his shareholding earlier. That is true. Why would anybody give a comment to CNBC? What seems crystal clear is that Elon Musk missed the applicable 10-day filing deadline under Sections 13D and 13G of the Securities Act of 1933 to report 5% ownership in a public company. Elon Kappen, a corporate transaction lawyer with Farrell Fritz, said in a statement shared with CNBC that gave him extra 10 days in which to buy additional shares. He increased his ownership during that time by an extra 4.1% before the per-share price spike that occurred when he finally announced his holdings on April 4th. After the disclosure of his Twitter stake, Musk revealed that he had also intended to take a seat on the board of the company. However, for reasons that have not been announced, he has decided not to take the seat. My question is, if lawmakers don't disclose their holdings, are we going to be suing them as well?
Wouldn't that be fun?
Because a lot of them wait 90 days, 180 days. They're like, oh, I never disclosed anything. And
Oops.
Nobody sues, nobody cares. Let's sue them. Continue. U.S. producer prices increased more than expected in March. So yesterday we had the consumer price index. Today we have the producer price index. Let's see it. U.S. producer prices increased more than expected in March amid a surge in demand for services, suggesting inflation could remain high for a while. The producer price index for final demand increased 1.4% after raising 0.9 in February. The Labor Department said on Wednesday, in the 12th month through March, the PPI jumped 11.2%, the largest increase since 12-month data were first calculated in November 2010, after advancing 10.3% in February. Next, we can go to the next article. Inflation, Fed. Yes.
Accurate.
Next. Why Walmart just hired PayPal CFO. Speaking of Walmart, Walmart has had a stellar run in the last couple of days. I'm glad I got in. Full disclosure, I'm in Walmart, around $139 a share. It's now up to $154 a share.
Dang. Nice.
Overvalued. Yahoo says it's overvalued. Could be, but Walmart's up another 0.82%. Why Walmart just hired PayPal CFO? Let's see it. Walmart's big new free agent signing for its C-suite could mean only one thing: a major push into financial services over the next decade. The world's largest retailer said late Tuesday that it's hired PayPal CFO John Rainey as its next CFO, replacing longtime CFO Brett Biggs. Rainey is a highly regarded CFO who loves hitting the free weights and has helped build the modern-day PayPal with CEO Dan Schulman over the past 7 years. Rainey will assume his new role at Walmart on June 6th. While Rainey's departure is a big loss for PayPal, it's equally very big win for Walmart given Rainey's expertise in taking PayPal from just a button on the eBay site to one that transacts crypto and has the beast that is Venmo. Continue. Walmart ventured externally for its new CFO, a departure from prior patterns, and locked in a seasoned public-facing hire with a nod to the company's future as a provider of financial services for its customers. We also see the appointment as a progressive choice as Walmart evolves its ecosystem and thinking its customer as a user, offering broader suite of high-value services through Walmart Plus and leveraging data to level up the enterprise margin profile, said Jefferies analyst Stephanie Wissink. To that end, Walmart has already been sending signals it's quite bullish on the fintech space, notably as it pertains to financial services. In 2021, Walmart joined forces to launch an independent fintech startup with Ribbit Capital. Ribbit invested in Robinhood early on in 2021. Then in February of this year, Walmart's fintech operation, now dubbed Hazel, acquired fintechs even in one. Walmart said the purchase will help the company deliver a single financial services app that empowers consumers to get paid, spend, save, borrow, and grow their money. So it looks like Walmart is getting into banking. Next. BlackRock and others infused $400 million into stablecoin issuer Circle. So USDC, US dollar coin, which is owned by Circle, BlackRock is infusing money into it. Let's see it. I thought this was interesting. BlackRock joined 3 other firms to invest $400 million in Circle, the issuer of the second largest stablecoin, USDC. The world's largest asset manager will also act as the primary manager of USDC reserves to help explore the stablecoin's use in capital markets. This is very interesting. It's tremendous to have BlackRock in particular put their confidence behind a critical part of the infrastructure that we think has the opportunity to be a huge part of the way of the future of financial and economic system works in the United States. Along with BlackRock, Circle's private capital raised $400 million comes from Fidelity Management Research, London-based hedge fund Marshall Wace, and fintech asset manager FinCapital. BlackRock was not the lead investor in this funding round, but they are still investing. Michael McLean is staking his USDC for 12% a month on Voyager. Wow. That's a pretty good return, 12% a month. All right, let's take a look at some stocks to research. I got 2 for you today. Number 1, medium risk. MT, ArcelorMittal, or ArcelorMittal. I don't know how you say it. This company, via its subsidiaries, owns and operates steel, iron ore manufacturing, and coal mining facilities in Europe, North and South America, Asia, and Africa. It's a big steel producer. This is a Luxembourg-based company, and it looks fairly low valued. It's trading at just 0.58x price to book value, 2.28x price to earnings ratio. It did see a fairly big loss of revenue in 2020, but last year and then this year it's been on the up again. The total 5-year revenue growth is up over 6%. The company has fairly good fundamentals. Their debt has decreased, and they have less debt than most of their peers in the industry. They have a small dividend. With European markets shattered from Russia-Ukraine scenario, this could be a good play. They do have some exposure to Ukraine, but have in recent days brought their plant back online there. It's been trading fairly flat over the past couple of months, so there could be some upside. Also, bonus, Jim Cramer does not like this stock, so I would say it's well primed like a rocket for a moon mission. MT is the ticker symbol, and I like it. I've been looking for some steel companies to invest in. I was invested in US Steel, ticker symbol X. I made some money on it, but I feel like it's just going a little bit too high where I don't want to buy anymore. So I'm looking for some other ones that may still be lagging behind in the commodity markets. Then the other stock today it's medium to high risk, XTN, which is the SPDR, the Spider S&P Transportation ETF. Transports have been hit hard recently, so I was looking into it. I did some digging, and it seems like there were a lot of bottlenecks in transportation that are easing up a little bit, and there's actually extra capacity out there in the trucking industry. So we might start seeing pricing for trucking to come down a little bit. This ETF is trading near its 52-week lows, especially here in the States. I know that shipping is a different story still, but trucking, there's extra capacity. 52-week low, it's trading near a 52-week low of 79.74, and it could go lower, but this is a good one to keep your pulse on the transportation industry. A lot of transportation stocks that are represented in this ETF have seen a 20 to 30% decline in stock price, so there's some opportunity there to buy the dip. I don't think we're quite at the bottom yet. We should be getting there soon. There are several unknown risk factors that I have yet to work through. So diesel prices is one of them for trucking, lower demands for goods, potential economic decline due to rising rates. How will this affect this industry, and could there be more pain ahead before we can buy the dip? But transportation is one that I'm keeping my eye on just because it's been crushed. You know, a lot of them down 30%, 20%. So could they go down lower? I'm keeping my eye on them because that's a potential opportunity to invest there. So those are the two for today, MT and XTN. MT and XTN. When is crypto going to go up again, and what's up with that? That's a good question. I mean, crypto was cruising there for a little bit, so this is probably just a little bit of a pullback. I think it's going to go back up. I know a lot of people are saying that we're going to be in a bear market and it's going to go down to whatever. There's always the doomsday people. But I think with Bitcoin's adoption and more people getting into it, more and more money managers, hedge funds, and investment banks, investment houses are offering Bitcoin and cryptocurrency services. So I think it's going to become more mainstream. And I don't think, there's always going to be opportunity in cryptocurrency. But if Bitcoin goes back below 30,000, I'm going to be buying more. I haven't heard anything about happening by July 1st. If you have any additional questions, any stock that you would like me to research for you, let me know. I'll take a look at it. You can put it in the comments. And if you would like to invest in Revival today, I'll give you an opportunity to do that now. XRP 68 cents. Oof. Buy the dip. Hashtag donate on Facebook. Text RT to 50155. Cash App $RT Give. Venmo at RT Give. And then we have PayPal, which now needs a new CFO. We also accept cryptocurrencies, all different kinds. You can scan that QR code. If there's one that you would like to donate that you don't see there, you can call our office or contact us, and we'll be able to help you with that. You can also send a check, P.O. Box 7, Prosperity, Pennsylvania 15329. And what are we doing for giveaway? Let's do a
Nice.
book. Little book that still beats the market. We'll send that to you as a thank you. If you're interested in investing, this is a book that you should have in your library, and we'll send that to you as a thank you. Awesome. Well, thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you again tomorrow. And yeah, go out there, make some money today. Let's take a quick look. Markets are up 15 on the S&P and then 100 on the Dow Jones and NASDAQ. So there's some opportunity today. There's always opportunity to make money, and we'll see you all tomorrow. Have a great day.